Very good morning. Myself Dr. Ruchi Gupta, Associate Professor, IT Department. Today we will discuss reverse engineering concept as we have done all the phases of SDLC in detail, and SDLC or software development life cycle is used for the implementation of any project. And basically if we are differentiate between software engineering and reverse engineering. So software engineering is a systematic approach for the implementation, development, analyzing or testing of any software, while the reverse engineering is applied on the maintenance phase, where we have to backtrack the errors in the previous phases, and then we have to, or we can say we have, if we want to modify the existing software, in that case we will apply the reverse engineering approach, and if we want to implement the new software, in that case we will apply the software engineering approach. This is basically a basic difference between software engineering and reverse engineering. So we have already discussed the whole steps of software engineering in detail. Now today we will discuss reverse engineering concept. So what is a software reverse engineering? So software reverse engineering is the process of recovering the designing document specification of the product from analysis of its code. So we can say ki in the software engineering process, we have just backtracked the whole system in the reverse order, and we have to recover the errors from the design phase or from the requirement specification phase, and we have also analyzed the existing code. So the purpose of reverse engineering is to facilitate the maintenance work by improving the understability of the system and to produce the necessary documents for the legacy system. So the overall purpose of software reverse engineering is to improve the understability of the existing system, because we never work in the work for the new software. We always work for the existing software. So reverse engineering is the process that is followed in order to difficult, unknown and hidden information about the software. So software reverse engineering, it is a part of re-engineering process, but it may also be used to specify a system for the re-implementation. So the main purpose of software engineering, the main purpose of software reverse engineering is to recover the information from the existing code or any other intermediate document. Any activity that requires program understanding at the level fall within the scope of RE. So we have just applied the reverse engineering to recover some information that is hidden, or we can say that something that is missing at the time of software implementation process. So majorly we have to focus on that information during reverse engineering process. So the scope of this reverse engineering is, in this reverse engineering process, we have to redocument. We have to just focus on the redocumentation of the work, because already we have to generate some documentation about the project. So we have just focused on the redocumentation of that project work. Now second scope is, second task of this reverse engineering is, the main focus is to recovery of the design approach and the design details and any level of abstraction. And we have to identify the reusable components. We have to identify the customers that need some restructuring is required. So we have to restructure these components or modules in the reverse engineering process, and we have to recover the business rules, as well as we have to understand the high level system description in the reverse engineering process. So, this is a reverse engineering process model. This is just opposite of software engineering process. So, we have just start with the testing or coding, then we go for module specification, then we will go for the designing and then coding. So, this is just opposite process of software engineering process. So, in this reverse engineering process, we have there is a source code translation. This is our original program in which we have want to apply the reverse engineering process. So, source code translation, because we have just started with the code, then we will apply the reverse engineering and we have to use a program structure for the improvement. Then we go for the program documentation. We just read the document of the existing program. Then program modularization, structured program is there. Then modularize the program. Again, we have for the original data, we have restructured or re-engineered that data, then re-engineers the data. So, this is a whole reverse engineering process which we have applied on the existing software. So, this is a reverse engineering process if we compare it with the software engineering process. So, in the implementation part, it's very low. Redocumentation, if you want to design the recovery process, then we go for the design. If you want to want a recovery from the specification phase, then again redocumentation is required. So, this is the reverse engineering process which will start from the implementation and go for the specification phase. So, what is redocumentation and design recovery process? So, redocumentation is the recreation of semantically equivalent representation with the same relative abstraction levels, and design recovery, it entails that identify the extracting meaningful high level of abstraction beyond those obtained directly from the examination of the source code, and this may be achieved from the combination of the code and existing design documentation, personal experience and knowledge of the problem and application domain. Now, what is the definition of re-engineering process? So, software re-engineering, this is another approach of software engineering. It is different from the reverse engineering process. It is called a re-engineering process, and it is also a part of reverse maintenance phase. So, re-engineering is concerned with taking some existing legacy system, and if we want to re-implement with more mintable features, then we have to apply the re-engineering process. So, in the re-engineering process, we have to recognize the modify existing software that make them more mintable, restructuring or rewriting part of all the system without changing the functionality, or re-engineering, it involves the putting up of effort for the maintenance only. So, we can say that re-engineering or reverse engineering is only applied on the maintenance phase, or we can say that re-engineering and reverse engineering is only applied for the existing software, and the software engineering is applied for the implementation of the new software. So, the critical difference between re-engineering and software engineering is that starting point from the development as shown in the figure. So, basically this is the basic difference between software engineering process and reverse re-engineering process. So, or we can say it is a forward engineering or it is a re-engineering. So, in the forward engineering, we will start from the specification, then go for designing and implementation, and finally, we have to develop the new software. But if we have talking about the re-engineering process, so in that case, we will start with the existing system, understand the transformational process and then re-engineered the existing software, or we can say we have to modify the existing software through re-engineering process. So, this is forward engineering and re-engineering concept. This is our re-engineering process. So, we can apply both method for the re-engineering process. One is a manual automation and second is the automated analysis method. So, if the system to be re-engineered through manual annotation or for automated analysis, the information is being stored, then we have generate the new the documents for the re-engineering process, where in the documents we required program structure diagrams like ER diagram, DFD, structure chart, etc. Data structure diagrams also required, and we also need a traceability matrix in this re-engineering process, because in the re-engineering process we have to first trace out the existing software, because we are not working on the new software, we are just working on the existing software. So, that is why there is a need of traceability matrix also in the re-engineering process. So, what are the advantages of re-engineering process? It will reduce the risk. There is a high risk in the new software development, and there may be some development process problems, some staffing problems, and some specification problems also there. So, we have to reduce these risks during the re-engineering process, and we can also reduce the cost of the maintenance phase. So, the cost of re-engineering is often significantly less than the cost of new software development. So, if we have to compare the cost of the development or cost for the re-engineering, so it may decrease as compared to the new software development cost. Now, we come on the CASE. CASE is a computer-aided software engineering tools, and basically CASE are used for it is an integrated tool that is used for the development of the software, of the new software. It is also used for the maintenance of the software. It is also used for the management of the software. Means we can say this is all-in-one software. So, some other tools are also available in the market, through which we can develop, design, analyze and maintain the software with the help of a single tool. So, what is the use of such type of tools? Because we want to reduce the cost of whole software implementation, and as well if we want to develop the software within a very short time span. So, in that case there is no need of collecting the resources from anywhere else. We have just used a single tool, and with the help of this single tool we can do anything about the whole software development as well as project management. So, that is why we are using some integrated tool, and one of the integrated tool is CASE, that is computer aided software engineering tool. So, what is CASE? What is the definition of CASE tool? So, CASE tool, it is a generic term that is used to denote any form of automated support for the software engineering. So, basically CASE tools are used for giving the support, automation support for the software implementation process. And CASE tools means any tool that is used to automate some activity which is associated with the software development. And some CASE tools are in phase related tasks such as structured analysis, design, coding, testing, etc. And other CASE tools are used for the non-phase activities such as project management, configuration management, etc. So, we can say that CASE tool provide us both facility. It provide us the facility of the software implementation, where we have done some designing, analyzing, coding, testing and maintenance, as well as it also provide us some non-phases activity, such as we can manage the software, It provides us project management activity, configuration management activity, etc. So overall, we can say that it is an all-in-one tool through which we can develop the software as well as we have to manage the software. So the primary objective of developing the case tools are because we want to increase the productivity and we want to produce a better quality software at the low cost. In that case, if there is a need, so we can use a case tools. So this is our case environment. This is case repository. So as we seen here that it provides us all-in-one facility. It provides us a coding support. It provides us a project management facility. We can design a prototype of any software through this case. We also done a configuration management facility. It also provides this facility. We can also create some structure diagram like ER diagram, DFD, structure chart, etc. It also used for generating the reports about the project. It also provides the facility for the transfer facility in the different format. If we want to port our software from one platform to another, then we can also use this case tool. It provides us the analysis facility of the software. We can analyze the software through case tool. It also provides us the facility of document generations. It also provides us the facility to maintain the consistency and completeness of the analysis, and it provides us the coding support facility for the software implementation. So as we have seen in this diagram that case environment or the case tool, it provides us all automation facility for the software development as well as for the software project management or configuration management. So we can say that we can use a single software. So with the help of by using this tool, we can increase the productivity of the software, and we can also reduce the whole development cost of the software, because in this case we have to use all the resources in the single platform. While if we are not using this case tool, so we need to collect these resources from the various environments. We have to collect the resources in different area, and after, so it may increase the cost. So in this case, all the resources are available in a single platform, so that it may reduce the whole development cost of the software development. Benefits of the using case tools. The first major benefit of using case tool is it is a cost saving through all the development phase, and case put the effort that reduce the whole cost of the software development is about from 30 to 40%. Means the overall development cost is to be reduced about 30 to 40% of the whole development cost of the software. So, and the use of case tools, it leads to considerably high quality and consistent document. It means it produce a high quality software, as well as we have high quality and consistent documents of the software. And with the help of these use case environment, which has an impact on style of working of a company and make it consist of structured and ordered approach. So if we have to see in the architecture of this case tool, this is the repository of the case tool, where the data of about the project is to be stored. Then this is our object management system. This is our tool set. Means in this tool set, all the tool set related to these facilities like analysis, design tool, testing tool, coding tool, maintenance tools. These tools are available. These are available here in the tool set facility, and a user is interact with the user interface. So, this is the whole architecture of the case tool. Now, what are the characteristics of the case tool? So, the case tools, it provide us the hardware environmental requirement. So, documentation, it provide the documentation support. It also provide project management support. It provide us an external interface support. It provide us the facility of reverse engineering, as well as it provide us data dictionary interface. So, these are the various characteristics of the case tool. Thank you very much.